Hello and welcome to our first semi-final for Season 6. We've got some Dark Elves against Nurgle, and I was a bit remiss and forgot to look up the result of the regular season meeting between these two. I'm pretty sure the Dark Elves won, I think it was 2-0. We have Rashnak Blackhoof as inducements. I'm pretty sure that was everything they had to spend. Maybe it was a bit of treasury as well. And I don't know what happens in this game, which is quite fun. I quite enjoy being able to just cover up the result as I come in, and then yeah, not knowing which way it goes. I don't even know who won or anything yet. And this was like days ago. This was played, so there's been a bit of suspense. Let's see if I can get a bit more in my mic. I think it might be a bit low. Anyway, Dark Elves chose to receive, so they're going to attack first and quickly. We've got nice weather. I find it easier to look at fan factor up here. So we've got one fame for the Nurgle, who've got 4 rerolls, which includes a leader. The Dark Elves have got 5 rerolls, which includes a leader. It looks like they've got a baby in there as well. So that might have given the Nurgle a bit more inducements to be able to get Rashnak. So Nurgle are defending. We'll have a quick look at them first. So Rashnak Blackhoof is a Minotaur with Strength 6 and no wild animal. I think no wild animal is a bit of a key bit. The big guy style players tend to, I'm pretty sure almost all of them, if not actually all of them, skip the nega trait. So no wild animal on this. Ripper Bulgort doesn't get really stupid. Morgenthau doesn't get bonehead, etc. Who else is there even? Can't remember. But anyway, he doesn't have wild animal, which is quite a big deal. That was an extra reroll for the Nurgle at the kickoff, and we'll look at their teams. So that's Rashnak. He's Strength 6. He's not going to be very hittable for the Dark Elves, who have they have 1 Strength up player, but no guard. Also on the line, they've got the Beast of Nurgle, who has guard and stand firm. There's a Rotter as well with tackle and leader, who's probably the only Rotter on the pitch, which is why he's there. So he is quite an important player with leader, although being up at 5 rerolls now with that kickoff is a bit less valuable, but in a knockout format, leader can be really useful. We've lost all our icons, so we'll just go for it. So 4 warriors, there should be 4 warriors. Yeah, I see them all. So we've got unleveled one, we've got a block tackle one, and a block one. So the block tackle warriors will be dangerous for the elves, who have quite a lot of dodge. We've got an unleveled Pestigore there and an unleveled Pestigore there. Then 2 leveled ones. We've got one with dive and tackle. We've got one with block dodge and 2 heads who was missing their last game. The Dark Elves on the other side. Let's try and get some icons back. So we got this is their leader. So it's a runner who also has sure hands. We've got a agility 5 leap witch elf. Other witch elf has wrestle and is up here. The 4 blitzers. We got a dodge strength 4 one. Strength 4 is quite new. We've got a tackle dodge blitzer, a dodge agility 5 blitzer. This blitzer has dodge and sidestep. That is all of those. Then we've got some linemen. We've got a block one. We've got an agility 5 one, a block one, and a wrestle kick one who has an agility penalty. But they will probably still want kick. So that's why they're keeping him around, and also obviously has wrestle as well. And it's Dark Elf turn 1. So straight away, just dodge away from the Minotaur. Could maybe be looking at a withdrawn offense. So going straight for the pickup, and maybe throw. Although I think if you've used a reroll on the pickup, you maybe don't throw it at that point. So I might have gone for the chucking the ball if they just picked up that ball the first time of asking. But yeah, they are falling back here, which is going to help protect them. So we've seen a withdrawn offense a couple of times. And the players on the line of scrimmage are always just going to dodge away or move back, so they had to put 3 here. None of them next to the tackle or the tentacles players, so they were easy enough. It was 1/2 plus with a reroll. They then needed to make perfect defense would have stopped that. I'd have thought. Yeah, so just falling back, no blitz is taken, inviting the Nurgle to come onto them. And Dark Elves are much quicker overall team in this. I think the faster Dark Elf players are, the faster Nurgle players are about the speed of a Dark Elf. usually. Although there's some quick Dark Elves too, obviously they've got some movement 7 players. But they're not, the other Elf teams are all quicker, is what I'm getting at. But still definitely a pace advantage over Lee's movement 5 and 4 players. Where's Rashnaq movement? He's 6, so he's quite quick. So definitely for a Nurgle team, he's one of the quicker ones, and this is 4 as well. So the 2 strong players over here, not leaving the Dark Elves any way through. Also not a lot of pressure yet. I think it's quite sensible to not get their slower players drawn too far forward or to one side. They're keeping their width well. Which is a good way to sort of defend against this. And just stepping back, they're not going to go try pick anyone off with a blitz. The one player they might want to do that with is it may be next turn if this player can hit a rotter and then get far enough away to be protected. So they might want to look at something like that, but they're probably just going to throw the ball about a bit. Could look at if anyone who's close to leveling, like this player, could be going for throws. Could have handed off to him first and gone for a chuck there with this player. So the ball is quite safe in there. Nurgle go turn 2. This Witch Elf, yeah. So this Witch Elf who's oh dear, who's 3 away. Might be worth getting a couple of passes on. This lineman who's 2 away. If you're going to be throwing the ball around a bit down here, it's good to look for players who are like that. So not a single block thrown yet, and we're in turn 3. And there's kind of not a good side for the Dark Elves to look at attacking. I guess there's the hope that there might be a failed really stupid here. But the frenzy on Rashnaq is going to mean it's going to make the pitch a bit narrower if they go up this side as well. So this is possibly the more attractive one, although you're looking for a foul here probably, because if you go too close to this, it's just going to hold your players up, and it will hold as many players as it can up. With it shuffling this way slightly, might make this side look a bit more attractive, because the further they can draw the slower players to one side, the better it is to attack the other flank. But the Nurgle are keeping. They're starting to come this way a bit. Obviously still this player over here and Rashnaq as well. You know Rashnaq's not going to foul a wild animal when you blitz with him. And being strength 6, blitzing with horns, he doesn't need an assist for 3 dice either. So we go for... No, it's a handoff. Okay. And then a throw into this player. So has got another point on the Witch Elf. Holding over here, but they are keeping widths as well, so while they do that, the Nurgle do have to keep defending the whole width of the pitch. And I'm wondering if they maybe would want to go push a bit more on one side, see if they can draw some of the slower players over to one side and then switch it quickly. We do have... that was a bit careless, leaving 2 dice on the ball. And with all the rerolls they've got, they might as well use that. They had 1 a turn at that point, so might as well reroll that. So did have a go at the ball. I think I have rerolled already. I was going to say, I think this player could do with some more support. They could probably have collapsed forward here and like held a firm line here where this player was. Could maybe have even kept him where he was without the go for it. Obviously, the hindsight of having failed it, it's easy to say that. But then, yeah, then defending the whole width over here as well, that could have really put the Dark Elves in trouble. But that quick turnover means I can't do that. We are skipping really fast through this first half now because of the way the Dark Elf coach has chosen to play it. This looks pretty aggressive. So this is going to be a 1 dice on that warrior. Gets a push. So I think this is what they needed their strength 4 blitzer available for, to look for a breakthrough like that, because you can get 2 dice with it. Now next turn, I would think we're going to see the beast just stand there and take these 3 players out of the game, and with a bit of support as well, maybe from this warrior. They're not going to move it. So pushing this flank. Maybe this will draw some Nurgle over to the right as we look at it. Nurgle's left. That's so far. But they've still got these players down here who can, I'm sure, will attack this flank if these players move over here. So we've got a blitz there. That is a knockdown. First player knocked over, and he's dead just straight off with the first player knocked over, and they've just swallowed that. That was the agility penaltied lineman with kick. I was wondering why that was happening. I was thinking if you'd blitzed from there instead, if you're stuck with a pushback, the beast has still got that player. From there, he hasn't, and you've sort of freed up a player, but you killed him anyway. So not necessarily relevant in the end. So one block they've been left on there. Unless they could go for the beast here. They can put players in to go for it. But if it goes wrong, you're just stuck against it. So looking to attack a bit of space there. I wonder if that's going to be the blitz from the strength 4 guy. And I think a good matchup for the Dark Elves might have been the sidestep player over here, because you can leave. You won't get surfed by the Minotaur that way. So blitzing the. Oh, this is, you don't stand firm here because that. Oh no, that goes into 2 dice uphill if you get pushed back. Okay, 2 pushbacks has just sucked him in anyway. Quite happy with the 1 dice, but yeah, and re-rolling that's very risky because you still have another player who can have a go at it with the. Yeah, just all pushbacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block dice rolled there, and they're all pushbacks, but no skulls. And it could well have been skulls. Okay, this guy's getting hit. And he's down, so tackle no, dodge no help there because of tackle. This is a niggling injury player as well. No, niggling injury didn't factor into that injury roll. No, we do need to watch these. I think a diving tackle on here might be a good idea. Yeah, I don't think there's another dodge player. This one could have gone for marking. Without wild animal, you do have the luxury of just moving Rushnak wherever you want. And he's holding this area here. Okay, so turn 7, the Dark Elves have to get a move on now. It looks like they have potentially made a gap there. So it's the strength 4-1 being the line breaker, which is what they needed. Now marking Rushnak. Okay, dodging through, and that is a scoring threat. I'm sure that'll be marked with diving tackle. Very, very cagey game. I can imagine this was quite a stressful one to play. Oh, into 1 dice. If you go there as 2 dice. Gets a power on the reroll. After the 1 dice skull. Gets away from tentacles. Oh, and trying to dodge through all the tackle zones. Yeah, so definitely 2 dice on the ball here. Let's try and find it. They don't need to do this first because this space is available. You can just go straight in here without dodging and hit the ball. You just got to take this assist out. This assist is already out. This guy going to be best. So yeah, this warrior 1, 2, 3, 4 stands in there. He can't assist, and this Pestigore just blitzes from there, and it's 2 dice because of horns. And you're looking at it's 55% for the knockdown because the witch doesn't have block. This guy doesn't have tackle, so a both down or a power will take it down. You do have the option of trying to move him out of the way, but you don't need to do that first. I think it's just in there and then blitz from there. And with that is very risky when the ball's not safe. But yeah, mark up the scoring threat first. There are only 2 scoring threats. This one goes, he blitz in there instead of the ball. The ball was there for the taking. Okay, does take that scoring threat down. So probably prioritising, don't let them score. rather than getting the ball. But yeah, there was 2 dice on the ball easily there. Is Rashnak going to get to hit anyone? That's what's been missing. Will only be 2 dice because of strength 4 player. We need 3 assists to make that 2 dice. But yeah, that's one of the ways you could have got on the ball. Beast grabs a casualty. This is a -1 movement on a lineman. Do still have their apothecary. And that is down Blitzer, who is fine. But yeah, it's only really Disturbing Presence that's making this tricky. I think you probably put an assist in there and try and move this out of the way, and you just dodge away here and go 1, probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Throw the ball from here. He's only got -2. He's got -3 on the catch because of Disturbing Presence. But you can get to a space around here where you can make the throw without being affected by that. Can anyone blitz one of these away? I'm not sure they can really. It'd be 1 dice here for the runner to come get a push there. Makes that a 3+ catch. Let's see what they do. Okay, blitz in there. It's only going to free this player up. Maybe they throw the ball to this one and go for the handoff. Yeah, it's like they go for the throw here. So it'll be a shorter throw. This will be a 2+ with agility 5. That's cool. Okay, needs a reroll. It's a 5+. Oh, it's 2 Disturbing Presences. Yeah. Doesn't get it. So that is going to be... Don't think the Nurgle will have a scoring threat. Maybe this one. 4, 6. So he can score. Just not very easy to get that, and they're not easy to get the ball either. 2 tackle zones on it. It's probably a scoreless first half. Can blitz there. Pick up with this one. Chuck it down here. So this is the only player that can score, so if he blocks it'll be no score. Okay, I'll blitz in there, so they're probably gonna... Yeah, I've made that 3 dice. Which, I think I'd have liked the both down there, because you force the witch to wrestle, and you lose her tackle zone, and then this player's free. Although you have still got 3+ dodge, 4+ pickup. Yeah, you've got to come back that way. I think the blitz being there, and then you try for the throw into the marked player and dodge away. It's probably better for the dice, but they've got this player's blocking now anyway. Gets her down. And then just take some blocks. Still got 4 rerolls, the Nurgle. But not a lot of dice have been rolled in this half because the team spent so long apart. Going for the foul on the Witch Elf, who is injured. That is the wrestle one, isn't it? -1 movement on there. He's a sending off, but that's a good exchange for the Nurgle. And a very broken Witch Elf. Slow Witch Elf is a real shame. And it's scoreless first half. Okay, so Dark Elves have left a big gap in the middle with their setup. And that is a pitch invasion. So I'm pretty sure the Nurgle had fame here, I think, didn't they? We can't see it there. No, I'm pretty sure they did. But anyway, they came out worse from that. Just, yeah, 2 Dark Elves and 2, 3, 3. Well, there's only 1 in it. Okay, so covering the ball. And yeah, that player going down means they can't make the most of this gap. I think that's the first really stupid foul we've had. So tackle on the Witch Elf. We've not seen a leap yet. Ball is safely retrieved. And no hits from Rushnak, so I guess they didn't want to push through and leave these players exposed. Dodging through there. Are they going to try blitz this one? Strength 4 guys down. Oh yeah, with no straight at the ball. Nice. Okay, so with no tackle zone on there, and agility 5 is just some 2+ dodges. Did have tackle to contend with, but yeah, leapt straight in to the ball carrier, and then a couple of pushes with frenzy. We're flagging up that Witch Elves with strip ball are very lethal. Okay, that's a blitz with the ball carrier to get a pal there, and that is a stunned Witch Elf. So yeah, so prioritising getting the ball safe, which is exactly the right thing to do. They need this to be a knockdown, and it is. Probably see the beast moving there, I'd imagine, or here. Yeah, here. Oh no, come forwards. Okay, yeah, tagging both of those players out. Do still need to watch this corner. Bit of diving tackle on there, and also an assist here. That's just a push. Okay, so Nurgle pretty solidly caged up. It's going to be tricky for the Dark Elves from here. Got away from tentacles again. That's twice. I think this player going to blitz. That'll be another tentacles roll. Which is 8+ on 2d6. For a oh no, it's 7+ for a strength 4 player. Does get away. Doesn't blitz though. I was looking at just going in on the ball carrier. Okay, very aggressive, and it's worked. It's only a 4+ dodge for an elf. The ball is on the floor there, so it's dodged away from diving tackle. This player might be doing the same. Does could have dodged into one tackle zone and then I suppose again, but you could dodge out and back in there. And that is a foul pickup though. But 2 tackle zones on the ball for the Dark Elves. Do just have a hit available on this player, although it's not a block player. Could go from the Pestigore instead, and then it's a pushback. And you'd be looking at someone to blitz this player. So pushed onto the ball. Could be, well, it was a free catch attempt. The strength 4 guy down, and he's knocked out. That's a big player to lose for the Dark Elves. Go blitz in there, and then we'll go for the pickup. I just thought, well, they won't have a reroll for it, and it is still in a tackle zone as well. They'll just come in there. I guess this warrior could have come into that space, and you could have pushed this guy away first. So looking to just surround the ball here. pick it up, but didn't work out. It's getting very crowded around here. So Rutter knocks down, which gives him a path to the ball, if not a good way to pick it up, because it's marked by 3 players, including a double tackle one. Oh, they go for the score this turn. They've got someone in the end zone, which suggests that they maybe are. Oh, leaping in. Okay. It's a 4+ pickup, which did foul. Even with the reroll, they still had to dodge away from a diving tackle, which would have been a 4+ to get there, and they'd already used the dodge reroll to get here. Frees up the beast, who I imagine is going to come in here. Standing Rushback on the ball. Okay, Witch Elf's down. Do need an armour break. With jump up, still going to be a threat. Although putting tentacles on her will help. Essentially, can't remember if tentacles works on leap. I think it does. Yeah, dodge or leap out of tackle, so just call that. Okay, ball is over there. Sort of feels exposed, but I'm not sure there's not really enough players around in the right positions for the Dark Elves to take advantage of that. I feel very low on players actually. 4, 5, 6, only 7 on the pitch. Wave technicals again. I think that's been every time. Okay. Do you find 1 dice on the ball and get the knockdown? Yeah, just taking that assist out and then dodging with that one. Okay, tentacles does get a does hold someone in place. The low roll. He's through here. Hands off. Even with the disturbing presences, I think they can find 2 dice on the ball here though. There's a marker. Doesn't need the assist for this warrior. And that is a knockdown. So ball again knocked down. Starting to lose count of how many times that's happened. This looks like a good game to be playing. There's loads of, it's like constant puzzles every turn. They're always my favourite sort. Just another player off the ball. Okay, that. Oh, well, this is risky. Yeah, this is going to sidestep next to the ball carrier. And there are double skulls there. So we don't really see how the Dark Elves get at this though. They need to. They've got 2 dice uphill. Well, taking that assist out gives them that. It's 3 dice uphill again now though, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. No, actually it's just 1 dice. There we go, they've put that in there. Finds a power on the reroll, so that's 1 in 6 on that reroll. On the second one anyway. Okay, warrior has the ball. Will be tougher for the Dark Elves to get. Wave technicals again. I think we've only had 1 success so far with that. And that's 2 dice uphill, you take the skull, which is knocked out. Okay, that was a pretty aggressive move. And yeah, Dark Elves are very much running low on players now. But the Nurgle running out of time. They've got 3 turns and it's on a movement 4 player who's in his own half. They need to get handoff to this player and get running this turn. I think the warrior's not got enough time to score on his own, although it would be ideal if he could get it with 2 points to a level. Needs the handoff here. No. Oh, okay. Stepping forward to handoff, and now he needs to run. Okay, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, can definitely easily score. They just need to protect him now and make sure he can get in. I think Rushnat comes this way. No, Rushnat's blitzing. He's not done enough of this. I don't think he's paid for himself in this game. He's just been a sort of presence. Oh, there we go. It does just kill someone straight out. That's the runner, who's their leader player, and he's going to miss the next match. But he's better than dead, although there's only 1 game left this season. So, for purposes of this season, doesn't really make any difference. Diving tackle in there. First time we've seen diving tackle get to work this game, but this does kind of look over now, barring a 1 turn or a riot and a 2 turn at the end. Although I think we can see from this timer that's not going to happen to take us into overtime. Only 1 player standing. They're going to make this 3 dice. Didn't need them in this situation, but always, if you have the opportunity, it is always a good idea to make it 3 dice. So the beast is marking both of these. It probably would be a good idea to just not move. You don't want to fail a really stupid and then let these players be freer. Okay. This team just doesn't care about tentacles though. I think they've failed once so far, although I'm not one to talk. My last game against the Nurgle, we got away with quite a few of those. Did a traditional dodge failure anyway. This is turn 16 for the Nurgle, and they do just pop it in. Let's take a 1-0 lead. 1 turn left for the Dark Elves, who did put up a very aggressive defence there, which definitely caused problems. A couple of players back. I don't think that's going to be enough for a 1 turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6 players is not enough. I'm not saying that with any authority, just instinctively it doesn't feel like enough. Oh, they got a sidestep, they got frenzy. Do you need 4 pushes for a movement 7 player? With only this, yeah, I don't think they can jam up the pitch enough. This would be the only relatively safe dodge through as well. Quick that could have helped too, but yeah, they needed a riot really, I think, and then some very swingy dice. So it looks like the Nurgle have made the final. He's having a pass here. Is this which leveling with that? Oh, fails it though. I would have levelled, but failed that pass, which is a shame. And I'm going to be very quick here because I'll have a quick work call to make very shortly. This warrior levels, which is going to help, and we won't look too much at all these. But yeah, you'd expect Nurgle to heavily outblock them. No removals at all from the Dark Elves. And quite a few. The numbers were very telling in that, and it's you can contrast these last 2 games for the Nurgle that we've seen, so against Dark Elves and High Elves, and when you play a bash team you start to rely on getting players off the pitch, and that either works or doesn't. This time it did, and they won the game. Last time it didn't, and they didn't. And it becomes the way that Bash teams need to play. Like, they need to get those injuries. And yeah, that just either works or doesn't, which is why I think a lot of people don't like playing Bash teams so much, because it all comes down to that in the end. And you can obviously play them really cleverly, and this coach does do that as well. And when the numbers are even, although against the High Elves they lost players, which was also very telling in that. But quickly look at these two teams, see how they look. Because I had a warrior level who I imagine that he has taken block. Whichever one of these it was. This one I think, 'cause it was on 4. I think everyone else is the same. Yeah, no other levels there. Was this a... Oh yeah, they got a free rotter as well, because they killed a dark elf. That was the kick guy, was agility 3. So free rotter. Dark elves, they are missing a lot of players next time. So I had that guy die. 1, 2, 3 are all missing the game, including the Wrestle Witch Elf, this block lineman. Both of those got movement penalties. The leader runner as well. So they are very much down, but nobody levelled, I don't think, either. Yeah, so that is how they are. I'm not sure when the other two games are coming up. They're in separate competitions, but it's High Elves against Amazons, and it's Undead against Chaos. They'll all be happening at some point in the next... They should be this week at some point, but yeah, we'll have to see how they go.